not a real thing. EDM is not a real thing. EDM is not a real thing. EDM is not a real thing.
I don't know which came first, shitty rave music or the drugs.
You have technicians here making noise. No one is a musician. They are not artists because nobody can play the guitar.
Instead of hearing music, you hear this.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Fake Music Only podcast, the best podcast online for discussing all things EDM. I'm your host, Cole, aka the Big Finicheti, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, IMG.
Hello, everyone.
And for today's guest, we've got the Festival Finesser on the call. You know him as one of the official content creators of Lost Lands, the leader of the Finesse Gang, and for his YouTube channel, where you can find vlogs of a multitude of shows and festivals, as well as festival tips, survival guides, and EDM community discussions. Brian, can I get a yer?
What's going on, guys?
There we go. Good to have you, man. Been
having me.
Yeah, been meaning to actually talk to you for a while now. I know the first show that I ever went to was EZU 2018, and I know that you were there at some point, but I was only there for Sunday, and I just failed to contact you or anything. But it's good to have you in the call now.
Hey, man.
And also I just want to acknowledge, we know it's been a while. It's been over 3 weeks since the last episode came out, but
Blame Cole.
yeah, finals, whatever. Yeah, I had finals going on. We had the holiday season and all that, but we're back on it now. Should be a new episode every 2 weeks from this point forward until I get finals again in May, as always.
Well, it's a good break, I guess. You know,
Yeah,
not for the fans. Good for us, though.
For a while, I was trying to not post content every day, just because you don't want to spam the people and you don't want to overwork yourself. And now I have 15 videos that I've just been sitting on. And now that I'm not for example, I didn't go out to a show tonight, I was able to put up a vlog from months ago just to fill the gap. So 2 weeks I think is a frame for a podcast like this. So I think you guys are heading in the right direction.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's also kind of it's definitely different types of content, vlogs versus podcasts and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and also what you go to a show every week, just about, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's
That's impressive.
yeah, that's still kind of crazy to me. But you're based around New York, so you're kind of in a hub for all this stuff.
Exactly. It really comes down to to where you are, because I know people if it's a lot of what it comes down to is money and travel. People can't get to these places on such a the shows don't come around that often. Literally, there's something to do in New York City every weekend, no matter what borough you're in, no matter what kind of music you're into. There's I don't know if you guys are familiar with EDM Train, but they have a calendar of just New York City events, and literally every weekend you can find somewhere to go, some club, and still to this day, I'm still used to be NYC, the city. Manhattan was the hub. Webster Hall, Terminal 5, all these spots, and then this venue closed, that venue closed, and everyone moved to Brooklyn. And now there are still venues in Brooklyn that I am finding out about, and I'm just how am I still going to new venues? I feel I've been to every venue in Brooklyn, and then there's another show next week, and it's a new venue. It's just crazy amount of places that they can hold these events.
That is absolutely wild. It's
it comes down to really your location and your geographic. On the map, how frequent you can go to these shows.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've got a cousin.
Where are you guys based out of?
I'm actually based pretty close to you. I'm in the New Jersey, New York City area. My town is only 12 miles outside NYC. But the biggest barrier for me is
what county are you in?
I don't know if I want to say that posted on the internet permanently, But,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm real close by to NYC. But the biggest barrier for me for the longest time was just the age limit, because most of the places that I would look up, it would be 21 plus, 18 plus. But now that I'm finally,
what was really weird was Webster Hall was 19 plus. That was the weirdest age restriction was 19, and that was such a weird for so long. I had so many friends that were just they turned 18 and they still could not, because I'm a little older than most of my friends, so I was always going to Webster Hall. I've been going to Webster Hall.
Yeah,
you know, the 19 restriction just, you know, it literally like just made my life so inconvenient, and like so many of my friends missed out on so many good nights literally because they were like a year younger than the age restriction. So kind of for what reason, you know, like why 19? You can't do anything special at 19. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Really weird restriction, but
like I get 21 because like alcohol and liability and all that.
exactly, yeah.
And 18, but I don't know, 19's nothing. They're playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like you're talking about all these venues closing, and like that's definitely something that I've been hearing about. I'm real disappointed that I never got to go to Webster Hall like in its prime and all that.
Yeah, and they're talking about Webster opening in 2019. I'm sure you've seen some of the, you know, the news or the tweets.
Wait,
And
seriously?
yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't. That's exciting.
2019, they are, you know, on New Year's Eve, I'm pretty sure they announced Webster Hall official Twitter announced that they were going to be reopening in 2019. But there's a whole bunch of debate and discussion on, you know, if it's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's under new management, so it's not going to be like the same like Basement Saturday vibes, and everyone's like, oh, it's not going to be the same, and everyone, you know, the counter argument is it's still Webster Hall. All you got to bring is the same people back and the same music, and it'll still be Webster Hall no matter how it looks.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people are saying they're trying to bring in more mainstream and make it more of like a Szymanski, and bring in more like kind of like a Tiesto Hardwell, not a, you know, like not the kind of like keeping away from the bass, because there was a lot of like grime at Webster Hall. Webster Hall was kind of like dirty, like grime, not in a bad way, but just it wasn't like your upper echelon, it wasn't your output, it wasn't your lavo, it wasn't even, you know, it was really kind of grimy. But that's what we loved about it. It was very like,
Yeah. Of course, it was interesting because it was such a popular venue, and then it showcased all that grimy
iconic
stuff.
venue.
Yeah, that doesn't exactly appeal to the mainstream.
Iconic venue.
Yeah, but I mean, like here's what I feel is going to happen on like the big reopening night where they have a massive show and everything. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people just going in that weren't there prior, just to kind of, you know, capitalize on the hype and all that. And people are going to complain,
Yeah.
but then like over the weeks that's going to die down. It's going to go back to the same sort of crowd. I think.
Again, I think it comes down to you know, how Webster Hall kind of sets the tone, and how we set the tone. Because even if Webster Hall wants to make it this fancy new you know, venue, and we come in there with, you know, our pashminas and our face masks, just all like, you know, I mean, I'm speaking for myself, you know, my friends are all bass heads. Looking at, you know, the lineup, the music that we're about to discuss, it seems that you guys kind of have a, you know, you cover all bases. You guys probably know my channel is very, very concentrated on bass and dubstep and rhythm. Not to say that I don't like house and things like that, but I really don't find myself going to a house show and loving and enjoying every second of it. I really got to be in the mood, and once in a while I can do those things. Like seeing Jaws was a nice treat.
Yeah. Like I totally know what you mean. I'm honestly more of a bass music listener myself, but I try and branch out and enjoy all genres. I am like
It really comes down to what my ear likes. You know, I don't care about what genre it is. It's what I like. When you guys gave me these lists of songs, I hadn't actually heard a lot of them, because they came off like Monster Cat and things that I listened to a lot when I was kind of getting into the scene. And as my ear kind of evolved, I got more out of the, you know, like the progressive house and the trance and all that stuff, and more into the grimy, dirty bass. You know, and I feel like that's kind of like everybody. You want different sounds, and when you experience, you know, regular like big room, and then you hear something like dubstep, and you're like, well, what is this? And then you realize there's a whole other subgenre of music that you didn't even know. And it's, again, you can find the same energy in big room in bass. You know, you can still find songs to jump around to, and, you know, whether you're headbanging or not, like, I'm the type of person, you can catch me in a mosh pit one second and then shuffling in a circle the next. You know, I really have all different types of flows, and, you know, I really try not to limit myself to any music or any show, just because.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's definitely a good vibe to. That's definitely a good vibe to put out. And like what you're saying, like with it's what your ear kind of likes. I've been hearing that more and more because Rinya got asked a question like why she likes Trampa so much at one point. It was like, and she answered like, that's just what my ear likes. And I get asked like, why do I like Space Laces so much? And it's kind of the same deal, I realized.
Yeah, well, again, another thing that I realize is it's like dubstep is dubstep. You know, like if someone I like dubstep, like straight fact. But I don't love all dubstep. You know, like if you put dubstep on, oh shit, you playing some dubstep. All right, cool. But if there's certain songs where I'm like, yo, what is this song? I need this ID because it like speaks to me. You know, like there are certain songs that are like, whoa, this is different. This is groundbreaking. This is hype. This is something I could see myself being in a mosh pit to. And then there's just other songs like, yeah, it's just dubstep. You know.
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of same thing with house. There are certain house songs where I'm like, oh, it's just another house track. And then I'm like, yo, this house track is different. Like, and so that's that's really where I kind of draw the line. So it's like when someone shows me a song, like, what do you think of the song? I'm like, yeah, it's just dubstep. You know, I like it, but I don't love it. And I know I can tell where my when I hear a song, I can hear it. I'm not really someone that listens to. I have like music ADD. I don't really listen to build-ups. I don't listen to breakdowns. I like the last 10 seconds before the drop, and then the drop, and then I'll listen to it for a minute, and then I'll skip. That's why I really love mixes, just because it's pretty much build up to build up to.
Yeah, banger to banger to banger to banger.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's easy.
Ironically enough, I don't like listening to I like listening to mixes for for long drives and things like that. But when I'm in the car, I like knowing the songs in the mix and being able to pick out and being able to ID certain songs from certain track lists, and that's really kind of how I develop like my taste for music. Is just I hear a song, I'm like, I need to fucking know that song because that song speaks to me. Like going back to it. So, and another song is just like, yep, it's dubstep. I can live without this song.
Yeah.
And I think it's crazy to think about like the pad, like dubstep is just the same sound, a different pattern, or a different sound in the same pattern, and it's crazy how people are still finding ways to like infinitely expand it and make it grow. And like Jaws has the saying, music has no boundaries, and it really doesn't. I think the sound of dubstep and bass is still growing. In 2019, I thought 2018 was the peak of rhythm, and now 2019, I kind of feel like we're getting into this like peekaboo sound, and like that G-Rex. I saw that ghastly G-Rex track you guys had linked, and there's the sound that I'm continuing to hear that I haven't heard prior, and I'm hearing more of, and I feel like that it's I'm doing a video soon on like 10 artists that you should be able to recognize by their sound.
Peekaboo.
So it's like when you hear an artist, Peekaboo, Midnight Tea, Rez. Like who else? Company, someone like, I want to make a video like that and just kind of and I wanted to like showcase, 3 different songs like Trampa. You can pick out a Trampa song. You can pick out usually like a Bad Clot song, even if it's not the same sounds. Like you can pick out patterns and just when you take a bunch of their songs side by side, you can find similarities. And I wanted to just kind of make a video showcasing that 10 artists that really kind of have brought a sound to the genre, because like the person I didn't realize that was Rez. I never really said that person has a Rez sound. She brought that sound to the scene, really. And now when you hear that like deep dark bass kick, and it's just I don't even know what BPM she plays at, maybe like 90 to like 110, something like that.
Yeah, around like 80 from like the few tracks I got downloaded, I think.
Right. So it's just she brought that. She's one of those people. She has a sound. That Hesh sound. Hesh definitely brought a sound to dubstep in 2018. He has that Hesh sound, and it's really kind of you wouldn't give that identification of sound to somebody else. It's like they single-handedly brought that sound, and it's kind of theirs, and that's why a lot of those artists nowadays are standing out and are excelling, because they are bringing their own sound that is unique into the scene, and not just making more traditional dubstep. It's making music that I'm going to keep saying speaks to the people. And it's like universal. Everyone can pretty much say right now that Sauce Boys is a banger by Uber and Sudden Death and Ulasal. It's been ID'd, it's been played out so many festivals, and now that it's out, everybody wants it. My friend, when he saw that was coming out, he was like, "Yo, finally this track is coming out," and I was just as hyped to see it. So
yeah, no, Sauce Boys is so fucking good.
It's a banger. It's a banger for sure.
Yeah, probably my favorite rhythm tune of the year. Not that that's saying too much so far, but the thing that I like about that track is that like with a lot of collabs with like more than 2 people, like you hear like one person in one part and then one person in another. Like I hear all 3 of them all throughout the entire track, which is wild, because I haven't heard that anywhere else really.
What I thought was interesting about that track was are you guys familiar with the song Bongo Boy by 12th Planet and Ulasal?
Yeah, I think we talked about that track a while back actually.
Yeah, I think we did.
So I was looking when I heard that when I saw that track on YouTube. I forget which channel it was posted, maybe the Disciple channel. But one of the comments was this song is 90% Ulasile and 10% 12 Planet, and like I was like, wow, such accuracy in this comment because I hear 12 Planet in the pre-drop, and then that's about it, and then it's just straight like Ulasile, and it's just I really kind of in that song I feel like 12th Planet had more of like the rhythmic. Like, he kind of picked where everything was going to go, and then Ulasile made the sounds. And probably not exactly how it worked, but that's how that's how I imagined it, because I hear 12 Planets like melodies, but it's an Ulasile sound.
Yeah, no, I mean,
And I definitely hear that Ulasile sound in Sauce Boys for sure. Definitely more than Sudden Death and Uber, but like you said, throughout the whole song, you can hear like it's a very good like mashup of all of their sounds kind of together.
yeah, no,
Because Uber kind of has the growls, and Ulasile has like
alien noise things,
like that. It's like a ping, like it's almost like distorted. Like I don't even know the word, but it's for sure.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. I mean, like Ulasile's sound design is just so overpowering. Like he was on that Dodge and Fusky track, and like he totally took over that track too. So I feel like that's just kind of the way he is with collabs. So like even the fact that we can hear both Uber and Sudden Death prominently in Sauce Boys, like I'm just happy with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, what a banger.
But to see like it's just one more on the Sauce Boys. It's interesting to see like Sudden Death being the first name in that. I always kind of wondered like does like track naming go by who hits up who for the song? Like if like I'm gonna use the Space Jesus and Subtronics collab, does Subtronics reach out to Space Jesus like, hey man, do you want to collab? And then like Space Jesus is like, yeah, we can collab, but I'm putting my name first, like it's my song because I'm bigger than you, or is it like who it's just something that I've kind of like been curious about how that works, like naming the song is like, oh, I have more followers, so we're gonna put my name first, or I reached out to you, so I'm putting my name first. I just kind of I feel like it's more like a respect in some aspects, like you always put the bigger name that's going to attract more attention first, and then the supporting name to but I wonder in reality who's reaching out to who,
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think who's reaching out matters too much, but it definitely makes sense that the person that's, like, bigger at the time has their name first, because then the track gets more attention, gets passed around more,
but
and just gets more attention.
Imagine if you went to a producer and said, hey, bro, I really like your work. Do you want to make a song together? And this producer, it's someone you look up to. So obviously this person is going to have a bigger following than you, more clout, quote unquote. And then he's like, yeah, sure, we can collab. And then you make this song together. You put out the song name, you put out the song title, and everyone kind of thinks that it's so-and-so's song. But in reality, it was kind of your idea. And that's just where I would almost kind of get like if I was, I just kind of feel like credit should be given where it's.
I get that.
And again, that's just kind of like business, that's the industry. How that again something I would never really know or understand. But it was just one of those thoughts where, why is Sudden Death, first as opposed over Uber, but yet we hear lots of Ulasile in the song, and for example, just a random thought that I was kind of curious.
Well, like the way that I would put it. The way that I would put it is imagine like Monks and Skrillex had a collaboration, just like in an alternate universe or whatever. And Monks did like most of the work, but Skrillex put in like the new like drums that he's got working and all that. Like if it were about how much work was put in, it would be like Monks featuring Skrillex, but it would make more sense from a business perspective to go Skrillex and Monks for the title, I think.
Yeah.
Because
that's another interesting.
And I can't speak for artists because I'm not one, but I feel like I would be okay with that because as long as my track is getting passed around. That too.
Why isn't it a Datsik and Excision collab? Why is it just a feature? What makes it a feature? Just maybe something I might talk about on the channel because I did a quick what's a DJ set? You ever see that on like a lineup? Like what's a DJ set versus a live set? For someone like Grizz or OK, and that's when they just incorporate incorporate live instruments or vocals into their set as opposed to just playing on CDJs. And like OK is up there on like a stand-up drum kit basically, and the piano and shit, and like it's cool. And I learned that because I talked about it in a video. I was like, hey, if anybody knows what a live set is compared to it, someone tell me and break it down. And someone did, and like I got this information, and now I can give out this information to someone else. So like it would just be cool to see what other people have to say on a topic like that, as like a discussion, because I do like the channel to act as like a discussion board in some aspects.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting because the EDM community has all these like niche terms and technical words and all that, and it's not exactly intuitive to understand the difference between like a feature and a collab or a live set and just a regular set.
For sure. One of the videos I'm working on now is kind of like how I want to do a video about like the different types of shows, because it's like whenever I do my intro, I talk about it's a live music going experience. I don't talk about going to raves or going to shows, because it's like each people might call it a concert, a show. It is kind of all the same thing, but you wouldn't call going to midnight tea going to a rave, because that's like going to like a death sentence, like and it's like you wouldn't call going to like a concert, like you wouldn't go if you were going to see like I don't know Future in concert, you'd be like, oh, I'm going to a rave, you'd be like, I'm going to a concert. So there's a difference between going to a concert, going to a rave, going to like an event like Mad Decent Block Party, which is just one day. And then the video I'm talking about now is what classifies a music festival. People are having these one-day events with one stage and calling it a festival, and I'm like, can you do that? Like we're watering down these terms: festival, rave.
Wait, yeah, for real? Like festival should be 2 to 3 days, definitely.
A festival should be multiple days, multiple stages, multiple artists, and it should have vendors. And I really think it should be outside. A lot of there's a few festivals that are relatively big. Snowda Festival, Decadence. Recently, the one that happened in Philly, Hijinks. Those are, indoor. They call themselves festivals, and Hijinks is the one I keep coming back to because it was a 2-day festival, but it was one stage, it was inside, and it was about 6 artists per day. And I'm like, like, can you get away with calling it a festival? The venue looks sick. It was a huge hall, but I think giving him like so I posted on Facebook, asking if anybody could name a single day festival, a festival that was held inside, and a festival that had one stage. And I looked, and people kept saying Rampage Festival. And I was like, oh, that's a very good point.
True,
it's
true.
inside. It's a huge dubstep festival. But when you look up Rampage Festival, it's called Rampage, the biggest dubstep party. It's not a festival. They call it a party. And I was like, wow, you guys you're smart, and you're not misleading. And again, I feel like people see the word festival, and it's like, oh my God, I want to go. Because you think of festival, you think of Coachella, you think of EDC Las Vegas, you think of Ultra, you think of these big, fun, super amazing festivals. And a lot of the times they are these great, amazing events, but I think the word festival is so attractive to the general public now because EDM has kind of become mainstream, and like has become mainstream that the word festival attracts to any audience, whether you are into pop music or electronic music or even rock music. You hear a festival, you think you're about to have a crazy party, a good time, and most of the time you are.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's
taking away from these actual festivals. Yeah, it's taking away from these festivals that are really kind of going like they kind of like earn the term festival. You have to earn the term festival. You can't just call it. You can't be, and it's what's happening is people are organizing these things, these one-day events and calling them festivals because it falls into the criteria of having multiple stages and set times and multiple artists. And like High Caliber Fest, I went to that was a single-day festival, and like it was a first of its kind. It never happened before. And actually it was a second year. I didn't go last year, but video leading up to it, I talk about is it really a festival if it's one day? And then I start talking, as I continue to make more videos and just kind of think about it more, Hijinks really opened it up to me, and I was just like, it's just where it really, like you said, it's a marketing thing, and like it just kind of shows how mainstream EDM has become, and it's kind of why where our community is like infiltrated by people that live these plur vibes, and they just come to get fucked up and try to get with girls, and they almost kind of like give us a bad name because other people see them out there, and it's just like people think we're out here just doing drugs and just
Yeah, no,
go to a different planet, and it really comes down to the music and the vibes and the people, and you have to really be in the scene to understand that.
yeah, no,
And anyone that's not is just gonna just see people doing drugs and dancing with girls and acting stupid and crazy.
yeah, no, like it definitely gives off a bad vibe if you're not kind of careful about it. Like the thing that I immediately think of is like I know Lost Lands got a lot of flack as soon as it was finished from a lot of different people, even though like from everyone that I've talked to, it was run really well for how large of a
Were
festival
you
it
at
was.
Lost Lands?
No, I was not at Lost Lands. I couldn't make it because first year of college. It was like third week of September.
yeah.
It just yeah.
Oh yeah. That was a lot of that was yeah. I'm dude. Last year when I went to Lost Lands, like I missed so much school, and like coming back from Lost Lands, I wasn't even able to make a day 3 vlog because I like was just so wrapped up in school. And by the time I was like able to get back to the to the vlogs, I was like, no one cares about Lost Lands. It's so late. Like it's not irrelevant anymore.
Should upload it like
I did. Well, I uploaded it to the Festival Finesser channel when I did that. So, because I found all that day 3 footage, and ironically enough, I lost I like deleted footage off of the wrong hard drive or something before I made the Festival Finesser channel, and I paid like $100 for this recovery software that recovered a whole bunch of my files, and it didn't recover every single file, but in one of the recovery folders, I found the whole day 3 folder that was untouched.
Damn.
So I made a day 3 vlog for the Festival Finesser channel to kind of show what the Lost Lands Festival vlogs are going to be like this year, and
that's
in my
sick,
favor
actually.
because well, and again, this whole the channel was a very like and like it's still kind of like unfolding to this day. Like it's just worked way too well. And I said I'm going to go to Lost Lands. It's the first festival. It's like the inaugural. It's the first one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna film it. No one else is gonna be doing it because I filmed EDC Las Vegas because I went there with my homies and I didn't really go with any of my other friends. It was my first trip by myself to the West Coast without my parents, just for a festival, and it was EDC Las Vegas. So I was like, I'm gonna film this whole trip. Like this is gonna be crazy, and I did. And I did that for myself, just to kind of have a memory bank and just have it on YouTube. It's there forever, And then I did that with Lost Lands. And with Lost Lands, I was like, this is the first one of its kind, after, and they're going to watch it when it comes around next year, and they're going to see my videos. And, that's pretty much what happened. They saw the Lost Lands videos, and I brought people from that channel to the Festival Finesser channel that was all about festivals, and then I was talking about Lost Lands. I had been to Lost Lands. I filmed it. Go watch the vlogs. I'm going to give you guys all the information you need, and Lost Lands was crazy for me. I was like, I felt famous out there. I really did. It was crazy.
Yeah, because you got to like you got the all access pass and everything. You got to go in the middle.
Yeah, the photo pit, like that was crazy. And like I sometimes feel like I wasn't like that. Feel like I shouldn't even be here right now, bro. I'm not worthy of this position. Like I'm not a professional photographer or videographer, but
I mean, like
feel like
I mean, like you saw an opportunity and you took it. And if
of course,
and if no one else did that, then you totally earned your spot, man.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's a good point. And like, again, it was an opportunity thing. And I always say, like, if I keep saying it, as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I can only go up. I can only keep gaining subscribers. I can only keep gaining exposure. And eventually, I hope to be like a public figure or quote unquote like an influencer. And festivals be like, hey, we want you to come cover our festival because you have such a big following, not because you are quote unquote professional. I'm trying to kind of make myself, like a famous festival photographer or videographer that just goes, or even festival goer that just goes to festivals and kind of, gives my input. And I really want to help the community with my tips and tricks because I feel like I've developed so many that can just be used universally that I feel like I'm holding out on you guys from. And I want to share these tips and tricks with you. And a lot of people tell me that what I'm telling them is helpful and it works. And that's why, for me, it just feels like this is what I do. This is just like my little tips and tricks, but I didn't realize how many people I could be helping just by talking about it.
Yeah,
and now I have this like presence, and it's cool to like be able to go on YouTube and have people. I was so afraid for so long that I was going to get a lot of like hate comments and people on the internet are mean, bro. Like I was really fearful to make this kind of step, and when I saw that like the vlogs on my personal channel were doing well, I decided to make the switch to a fully fledged festival channel because I figured, I was like, bro, I know so many people that go to all these festivals, and when I go to festivals, there's hundreds of thousands of people in the crowd that are interested in music festivals too, because they're all there. So why not take those thousands of people in the crowd and bring them to my video, and you guys can relive this experience, you know, through my lens. And if you weren't there, you can, and maybe want to go next year. So that's kind of the proposal I'm giving to festivals now. As I had this little pitch, and I'm like, hey, I want to call myself a vlogunteer, and I'll be at the festival for free, and I'll be like, I can give out water, you know what I'm saying? Like I did that at Lost Lands. I was giving out water behind the rail, doing the vlog thing, and I was helping out the volunteers, just being a helping hand, like I felt obligated to.
And well, obviously Lost Lands reached back out to you, and that was huge. Have any other festivals actually responded and like giving you the ticket and all that?
So a very unique situation, because I was pretty much thrown into the fire. Like Connor Naughty Step had pretty much gotten the ball rolling for himself and Aaron, because they were going to be traveling together. They said, hey, we have this YouTube channel, we both do videos together, we want to get a media pass. So I contacted Connor and Aaron after, I had seen both their videos. I don't know if you know the story, how me and Aaron met in New York City before I had a YouTube channel, before I knew she was a YouTuber. We had met in person at a show in New York City.
That's sick.
And she was like, oh my God, you make YouTube videos. And I was like, yeah, I do. Holy shit. Like, how do you know that? Like, I'm not even I'm just, that was before the festival Finesser. That was just Brian Majestowski.
That's
and
wild,
I was just so
actually
dumbfounded. And when the Lost Lands lineup came out, I was like, maybe I should make a video about this. And I looked up Lost Lands 2018 lineup review, and who else but Renee was in the first video I saw. So I was like, if she's doing it, I should do it. And she really inspired a lot of my channel to really kind of percent and really kind of go about it. To see somebody else doing it encouraged me that it wasn't weird and it wasn't going to be something that would be made fun of, and just kind of really it really kind of encouraged me and motivated me and just really inspired me. And I tell her that, like, your video hands down inspired me. And then right in related videos of her video is Connor's video. He's going to. So I realized, I was like, yeah, we're all going to Lost Lands. We all have YouTube channels. We all have a following. Let's do this giant meetup thing. And so, Connor was like, oh, I already am in contact with Lost Lands. I'll tell them to join you in too. And basically that's what happened. He's like, hey, our friend Brian's doing it too. Can we have a pass? And they're like, oh, this is awesome. Like, and they liked the idea of the three of us collabing and coming from different places and meeting at Lost Lands and giving Lost Lands tips and tricks. And just recently, actually, so what you guys have seen on YouTube so far is not actually Lost Lands official content. It's our content, as Renee, the Festival Finesser, Naughty Step. Took just recently, we made the idea. We got like a prototype, basically. We're gonna make, like, how Lost Lands has the sacred code that has 5 sacred points of Lost Lands. So we want to make a video. We're gonna make 5 different videos showcasing the 5 sacred points of Lost Lands. And we're gonna, so we have like a narration, and then we have, my footage, Aaron's footage, and Connor's footage, all, to kind of dig into finding examples of the sacred code of Lost Lands being exploited at Lost Lands in real time. Not a video, but there's no DJ. It's all we capture the fan experience, quote unquote. That's what they wanted us to capture, a fan experience, and not a professional experience, I guess. So that's where I kind of was able to get that ticket and kind of fall into the loophole. But I did get a lot of I got some problems at Lost Lands because I was very kind of, if you've ever seen me at a show, people call me, just recently somebody called me like the life of the party, and I'm always in the mosh pit. I'm always energetic. I'm always, getting people amped up. And when I get the camera out, it's got the light and people want to be hyped for the camera and just be extra lit. So that was one of the points I noticed, is being around at Lost Lands, being at the rail. If somebody wasn't if they looked tired and they just looked upset, if I filmed them, no matter what they were doing, no matter how upset they looked, they would act for the camera. And then I realized that the presence of a camera, the presence of a camera, and again, I don't say acting as they were faking it, but I mean the camera made them want to enjoy themselves, because you wouldn't want to be seen at a festival at the rail at Lost Lands not enjoying yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like I give the example of, I don't know if you know this, but at the Oscars or those big award shows, you'll never see an empty seat in the crowd, because when people go to the bathroom, they have people in tuxedos that fill the seats. Not an empty seat in that house. So that was kind of like my example I gave was like, if you have somebody at the rail with the camera running around the rail the whole time, everybody at the front of the crowd is going to be extra lit. And it's just going to help for other videographers to capture their footage. And I was always, you know, at the rail running selfie mode, just running down, let's go, like just hella hype. And, you know, the security guards are like, yo, we love the energy that you guys bring. You know, your energy makes them want to dance. And the fact that somebody saw that and told me that made me realize that, like, I could be a hype man for a festival and just running around and making sure people are always amped up and having a good time. And, you know, everyone's got water. And there is just, you know, I don't know what position it would be, but this idea of a vlogunteer, being able to have all access, VIP, be invited, but also sure the crowd is good, dish out water, you know, provide video, photo, all for free. You know, I'm not asking to be paid. I'm just asking to come to the festival. And in return, I will provide, you know, positive public relations and give good recommendations and good, you know, good thoughts and words about your festival, your event on my channel, hoping that other people want to come for the future. So there is a lot of like potential in the future as long as the following keeps growing. And that's what I'm really trying to do. I'm not worried about money right now. I'm really worried about growth and getting myself out there and people knowing who I am and wanting to work with me, and kind of use my platform and my, you know, my channel as a place for people to get information and to really kind of just be like, I in one of the videos, actually in the Wooly vlog that I just put up today, I talk about I want to be everyone's best friend they never had in dubstep, you know, because everyone always kind of has their friends and their dubstep friends, and I want to be that person you can hit up on Snapchat or send a song to on Snapchat and be able to appreciate you. And it's awesome to see people, you know, every day. Not every day, but for a while, I was getting a lot of people in my inbox and my, you know, my DMs saying, "Hey, I think what you're doing is really cool. I just found your channel. It's awesome. Keep up what you're doing." And those messages are what keep me motivated to keep making the channel, because it is a lot of work, and there is no pay coming from it. It's all really passion. And you know, I went to school for film, so I have a film background and editing background, so I do enjoy this stuff. And I really am just kind to, until I make it, until someone says, "Hey, I want you to come on tour with me and film the whole experience." I'm like basically a documentarist, you know, like I'm just filming, you know, I'm documenting festivals. And, you know, some people might not think that's important, but I think it's important to expose and show that, you know, people have this skewed vision of, you know, the EDM scene. And I think that somebody has to show what it's really about. And I want to educate the people that are, you know, that aren't of age yet. So when they do become of age, they know how to act and they fit right in. And then we just continue to breed nice, positive, you know, polite ravers, you know, peace, love, unity, respect. Just keep that vibe throughout the scene, and we won't have any problems. And, you know, I've seen fights and things like that happen at festivals just because these people are, you know, they don't know the scene. They're just coming out for one night, you know, one night stand kind of people and trying to have a good time, and someone gets pushed their way in a mosh pit and boom, a fight breaks out. They're not regular moshers, you know. People are in a pit, you get hit, oh bro, like good hit, like you got me, like, you know, I'm gonna get you, like, you know, it's all love out there. But some people don't get that, and you know, they ruin it for themselves and the people around them. And it's just, so I'm really trying to be a positive face for the community and someone people can come to for advice, questions. I had a lot of people for Lost Lands, "Hey, how do you recommend packing if I'm coming by plane?" And I was like, holy shit, I didn't even think of that. Like, I didn't fly to Lost Lands, I drove. And, you know, so it's just, I didn't realize how much of an influence I could have, and just trying to be a positive one, I guess, you know.
Well, you know, like your channel definitely has a unique vibe to it, and I can say as a viewer, it's pushing the exact type of vibe that I think you want it to push. Because as someone that really hasn't been to that many shows, like it's real easy to just click on one of your videos, and you know, it's kind of like a mini experience, you know.
Exactly. And again, it's the thing is, from a lot of the festival videos, vlogs I watched, a lot of the reason I started the channel was watching other people's videos, and I was like, dude, I can make something way better than this. Not to be like cocky, but just because like I have a background in film, you know, so I can edit and I can get fancy with it, and, you know, have my intros and my outros, and you know, just have the technical to know how to frame and lighting and things like that. So I made sure in like the first, like, you know, the first couple of videos that my quality and content was there. Like everything was perfect, pristine, audio levels, lighting, color corrected, and then all that stuff was good. I really don't care about that stuff so much anymore, because now now it's like you guys have seen. I like, you know, my subscriber count kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You know, I know I don't have to try as hard to attract a following, because a lot of people told me, like, once you get that 1,000 subscribers, bro, like you take off, because people are like, oh wow, this guy has 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 people think this guy is worth following. Maybe I should listen too.
yeah, I'm yeah, like,
And
like
not to see the growth, it's just, you know, now it's really just about you know, really not so much exposing, but I do like giving you know the point from when I leave my house to when I get back, because people don't take into consideration travel and security checks and getting your ticket scanned, and, you know, just the whole shebang of the code check. And I cover everything, and things that you might not have expected or, you know, be aware of, at least when you're like, maybe something might happen to you at a show and you'll be like, oh shit, this happened at the festival, Finesser, you know, and then you'll know for next time, and it'll just kind of help you remember and learn from your mistakes. That's the biggest. A lot of my videos, and a lot of my, you know, the reason I can, you know, quote unquote finesse is because I made a shit ton of mistakes going to festivals, that I learned I learned from my mistakes, and now I'm trying to have, you know, everybody else learn from my mistakes, because I'm sure somebody else is gonna make them too.
yeah, I mean, probably one of my favorite videos that you've done is the, like, things to bring to festivals that you wouldn't really think to bring, because I really would have never thought to bring like a light that you can just kind of have against your chest, you know, like for
That is,
like for
that
the
is like
night
my
times.
biggest. That is like one of my biggest things, and, you know, to this day, like, again, like the watch on my bag, little things that I do that people are like, oh, that's cool. I've never seen that before. That's a good idea, and it's just like, yeah, I know. Like, why do you think I do it? And then that's why I was like, yo, I feel like other people should know, should have these tips and tricks too, because dude, it's dark at these festivals. Having a light is a beautiful thing, and then when you have a light and nobody else does, you are automatically in power. Like, you know, having a light on my camera, the amount of times, like, you know, the lights go out at a festival, I mean, at a show, like, you know, the lights go down or whatever. We're gonna take a picture, and I put my light up. Everybody's looking at me because I have the light, and now everyone's like, who is this guy with this bright ass light in this camera? And now people just maybe are gonna think to check. Maybe that guy with the camera posted that video on YouTube, and boom, there it is. And now, you know, people see this person in real life, they see it on video, and it's like they, you know, that's one of my things, is like, you know, from someone that has been on YouTube for, like, not a YouTuber, but like just, you know, been watching YouTube videos for so long, following other vloggers. One of the favorite things and one of the biggest things is being able to connect with them, and, you know, seeing somebody in their room talking about electronic music. Well, hey, why can't I do that? You know, they're doing it. Why can't I? It's just a matter of kind of taking the urge and having the confidence to just go out and do it, and not being afraid to fail, because the only like, you don't really fail on the internet. You keep trying until you make it, you know?
Yeah, you don't fail, you just don't succeed until you do.
Exactly. And a lot of it is down to, like, it's a lot of my, like, the reason I could have started this channel, I thought about doing something like this for a long time. You know, I had a whole skateboarding channel. I was a YouTuber. I was on YouTube, you know, for as long as since I was like 6 years old, I was on YouTube posting skate videos. And as I got older, they evolved to more like kind of like feature length skate videos, where they were like spent probably about a year just filming, and then we would just drop all the videos in one, you know, like a 5-minute montage.
Yeah.
I always got a lot of hate in my skate videos, and a lot of, you know, your style is whack and you talk funny or whatever, just a lot of stupid shit and things that, you know, maybe because I was younger, people, you know, it's like Xbox trash talk, you know, everyone just wants to get the last word.
Xbox trash talk was wild. I'm never gonna forget
yeah,
that.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I just remember, like, YouTube comments, people were always so mean, and there was always fighting, and you know, I would get into arguments with people on YouTube comments, and I just, it was
like, the difference between, like, the Festival Finesser and your old channel is, like, your old channel was appealing to, like, all of YouTube, you know, like the skate community. Festival Finesser is appealing to, like, the EDM community, where you know, like, Plur's pushed a lot more nice vibes all around.
That's one of my, I really think that's like one of the quote unquote like keys to my success, is like having a YouTube channel that is revolved around one sole thing, where you can be like, you know, like, what's weird is, like, not weird, but, you know, when you look at Aaron and Connor's channel, their channel is focused more on dubstep and music.
Yeah.
You know, they don't really focus on festivals and my channel is strictly and revolved around festivals and how to have the best festival going experience possible, and live music going experience. Going out to shows and just being able to see these DJs. A lot of these, and again, another reason I started the channel is because a lot of people, you never see these DJs up close. You never know what they look like. So like someone like Ominous, you probably would never see that guy so up close and on video like that. And it's just cool to see these DJs that play super large festivals play tiny little clubs where you can get right in their face. To see someone like Yax, Cod Dubs, like those videos, like the Yax vlog is one of my favorite ones because there was nobody there that night, and I was just right front row getting crazy footage of Yax, and it was just like, bro, like this is gold. And
yeah, I mean,
shit, there's somewhere.
Like with the bass music scene, it is a lot less personal, I feel like, between the artist and the listener, which is why like social media is so important for for all these guys, because you never hear their voice or anything like that. Like even though Space Laces has been my favorite artist since like late 2016, I had no idea what he sounded like until I saw a video of one of his sets where he was like, "I'm Space Laces, let's do this," and I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
Yeah, he can talk. Like that's what I'm saying. It almost kind of separates the artist from the person, and like you get to really remember that there is a person behind that SoundCloud name.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm super appreciative of what Black Label, Never Say Die Black Label does with their like album covers, because they stick the art for the longest time.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too. That is a great point. Like it's funny because it's like the people that they make like funny faces, and it's almost like they take it as a joke. It's all just like fun and games. But I think it's cool to show put a face to the name, because no one really does that. All the artwork is just like literally like illustrations.
Yeah.
To have a face of the producer, I think is genius, and it gives credit, and it just kind of helps expose them more.
Yeah, exactly. That helps out. One of the another thing that I think kind of solidifies this point is do you remember when Disciple put out "Fix the Rail," like the Joe Christmas special song they did?
Yeah.
Well, like they did a whole video for that and like had everyone standing side by side, and I realized even though Disciple is one of my favorite labels, I can only recognize like 50-60% of the people here, which I thought was crazy. So that's why I think channels like yours are cool. Landon Remixes is another like music review EDM channel where he gets like,
I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, like he has a few reviews where like the actual artist is talking about the album with him, stuff like that.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Yeah, but like we try and get artists on. It's kind of difficult. We're super small, but it's like any chance an artist has to actually like talk on camera for a while, I think they should kind of jump at, because it's like
that's how I feel. As soon as you guys contacted me, I was like, hell yeah. I'm all about if somebody wants to work with me, I'm new. If you're new too, let's work together and let's both grow. I'm not gonna be I'm bigger than you. I'm not gonna help you because you're gonna use me for clout. Like, no, I don't care. I'm down to help everybody. And so I'm very big on helping new people, and definitely smaller people, because I feel like I'm small too. And I'm a one-man show. You guys seem to be just like a duo over here, and more minds are better than one, always.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the EDM YouTube scene is still crazy small. Like EDM on Twitter, Reddit, like everywhere else is like thriving, but like
yes.
here, like you Aaron and Connor, like I kind of see as the bigger ones, and I guess Landon as well. And like you're all doing well and you're putting out great content, but like we're at a 5,000 sub gap, not gap, like barrier here, like no one's really pushed past that yet.
Okay, so let's talk about Moonboy.
Oh, true, actually. Shit, I forgot about him.
Oh, Moonboy is definitely, when you think of EDM, not an EDM, when you think of dubstep vlogger, like he should come in the conversation, because there's nobody I know that is doing what he is doing to at his level. He has 22,000 subscribers, something like that. He's doing live stream tutorials, 2-hour live stream tutorials, how to produce. He's producing live with other artists. He had a live stream with Adair.
Oh shit!
He has a track on them. Yeah, he has a track on with Never. He has like he's on the Never Say That Volume 6. He has a track a dare, and
Yeah, no,
he
like
is someone who pretty much started from nothing and filmed his experience. And now, I thought was really cool was him kind of breaking into the scene and filming his meeting at the disciple meeting, and like, like filming meeting Virtual Riot and filming backstage talking to Squanto and all these other artists that he is like collabed with. I know he's very small, but like I knew who Moonboy was just through SoundCloud. I just knew the name. Same thing we were just talking about. The name. Didn't know his face, didn't know that he had green hair, didn't know that he was a YouTuber. I just knew the name Moonboy. And then I saw it on YouTube, and I was like producing with Moonboy, and I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, he has a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. And then like me and Moonboy actually like we chatted a few times about going to Lost Lands. I told him I had a media pass, and he was scared about getting his camera into Lost Lands because he didn't have one, and he wanted to bring a DSLR in.
oh,
Media pass.
Yeah,
so he was like, "Yo, you have media pass. Would you be able to sneak in my camera for me and then meet me inside Lost Lands so I can get it back?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, bro!" Like, we were gonna do a whole like, I was gonna give him some merch. I had like a bag for him. We were gonna do a whole like meetup thing, but no service. He ended up being on a tour bus with like Virtual Riot and like just being not being too cool because Renier met him, and like we just kept missing paths. Like we were just wherever he was, I wasn't, and vice versa. So. Really like upset I didn't get to meet him because he just seems like gone along so well, and we have so much in common, and it would have just been like he's an inspiration to me, someone I look up to because he's doing what I want to do and doing it so well. Like literally like the whole backstage thing, I want to capture that because that was what intrigued me, and I saw like I was like, wow, what does happen back there? Like it's you get like a behind the scenes look at the industry, and what goes on backstage, and you see all the artists hanging out. Like I thought that was so cool, and that's the kind of what I wanted to capture is like,
yeah, I mean like
everything, whether it's backstage, and it's going to be kind of cool, hopefully, to see the festival Finesser, and it's slowly starting, going from like in the crowd to being on stage. Like my homie, he gets me all access, calls me his videographer, and that's like every show he gets me on the guest list. I film him, put him in the vlog, and I don't usually get to stay up there the whole show, but just to be up there, people see me. And I get exclusive footage from my boy, and it comes out better than the rest of the footage for the most part. So it's like I said, it's only eventually someone's gonna just be like, yeah, he's good up there. Like he's worth being up there. It's gonna benefit us in some way.
Yeah, I mean like one thing that Moonboy and you both do really well is you both push your brand, in like in a really good way. Like even though you only got like 3K subs, you're handing out T-shirts at Lost Lands and all that. Like people are gonna know who the festival Finesser is pretty pretty soon.
Dude, it's crazy to think I haven't even been doing this for a full year yet. It's going to be a full year in March, so I still have 2 months till my birthday, and to look at like looking at and Naughty Step, we all pretty much started around the same time. Erin a little earlier. But she had the channel for she's had that channel for like 5 years.
Yeah, no, she's only been doing EDM stuff for like a year and a half, right?
About a year, yeah. So the fact that I was able to catch up with her, not that it's a competition or anything, but it just makes me really grateful, and it makes me like motivated to know that that it's only been this long, and I'm in competition with people that had been doing it for so long. One of my other examples is my friend Graham Green. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he is somebody who has been vlogging way before me, someone that I had known. And when I started vlogging and YouTubing, I was following his, looking at him for motivation, for ideas, because he didn't really talk about, tips and tricks and stuff like that. No reviews. He filmed, like shows, and he did the whole backstage. He's more of a DJ. He is a DJ, so he gets to be with the artists in the green room, and he gets to see the crowd from the stage perspective and film backstage. And sometimes he doesn't play, but his friends like, yo, come film my set and put it on your channel, because his channel has over 3,000 subscribers. And the fact that I am now at that same level, again, it makes me super appreciative of where I've come and how fast I've grown, and it makes me think I'm doing something right.
Yeah, well,
what I've been doing is being myself, and I'm going to keep doing that because it's working.
Well, yeah, I think that's largely because what you're doing like in the EDM YouTube scene is kind of it's pretty unique, because like you've got a few review channels and like discussion channels and all that, But there aren't that but like Moonboy sort of films it, but like you're the only one that's really going after and trying to capture that live experience. So
Yeah, that is definitely my niche. It's going out the live experience, the start to end, and just my thing is, and again I keep coming, I just feel like I'm talking so much about myself, but I don't have anyone to really talk to about like this YouTube stuff with. No one's really like, I guess, that interested, and like, but it's nice to see where I've like come and like how I've grown, and just like
yeah,
it's like the one thing I wanted to do is just, and one of the crazy things that I saw was one of my friends told me, he was like, yo, I was in Boston. He lives in Connecticut. I was in Boston and saw somebody wearing your Festival Finesser shirt, who I sold to at Lost Lands. And
that's crazy.
And he was like, nah, not really, but like I know the Festival Finesser. And he was like, yo, that's crazy. Like I'm really good friends with Brian, and like that's what I'm saying. Those two kids had an experience because they saw my shirt. And what I'm saying, it's crazy to think about, but like, it's my friend. He's like, yo, I saw somebody wearing your Festival Finesser shirt, and I asked him if they knew you, and he's like, yeah, Brian's my homie. And it's just like, it's crazy how many people know me that know my friend. It just connects so many people, mutual friends, the scene. It's all connected some way or another. Like you'll realize it eventually, but you just know so many people, even if you don't know them by name, you'll know them by face. And you'll this is my boy so and so. Oh, I've seen you in a pit, like, and it's really crazy, especially in the New York City area. Everyone is just so connected.
That's crazy. That's awesome. And like, I totally know what you mean, because even just meeting someone else on the East Coast that listens to bass music is like, it's kind of rare. Like I know one guy from my college that's into that stuff. So like when you do meet someone like that, there is definitely like kind of an automatic connection, talking point. There's a bit of excitement.
Get it? Yeah. There's exactly. There's an automatic like point of interest, and from there, you guys, it's like you get it and I get it, because we both know that nobody else. Everyone thinks it's weird. It's like these robot noises. What is it? And then, but it's like you get it. You're just as weird as I am. So let's hang out, because we're probably gonna have a lot of things in common.
Exactly. It's sick, and that's partially why I'm such a big fan of the EDM community, because like when you meet someone that's into it, like that's it. Like I got to listen to the like Preset Junkies EP with someone else for the first time at at college, and that was just wild to me, because like yeah, it's crazy. But
well, it really is a community, because like when you think about it, a lot of the time, a lot of people that go to festivals go to multiple festivals, and you might meet somebody in you might meet somebody in New York City that for the first time, whatever. Oh, I live in New York, you live in New Jersey, and then you'll see them at a festival in, like at Lost Lands. You'll see them at a big festival, and it's like, oh my God, you live 4 hours away, you live X amount of hours away from me, but here we are, 10 hours away from home, and we're still meeting each other. That's one of the in the 10 reasons I rave video. That's why I say, like, it's crazy. I love festivals because I can meet somebody at a festival in Canada and see them at another festival, like Lost Lands, like a big, like, ultra EDC. Like I could potentially see them again, because we're going for the same reason, for this love of music festivals.
True. Yeah. That was another one of your videos that I really liked. The like the 10 reasons.
Yeah, I like that. That was a special one to me, because it was like I put a lot of work into that one, and it was very like not scripted. A lot of my videos are like semi-scripted, like I do like bullet points, but then a lot of it is just coming off the top, because a lot of the videos I make are real, like inner thoughts that I have that I kind of turn into a discussion. Like for example, the artist thing, like what artist gets put first. That's like something I've always thought about, but never really had anyone to talk about it with, or anyone that might care to talk about it. So a lot of these videos, I have the video going to raves by myself. 10 reasons I love festivals. Just I'm doing more videos like that, more kind of like talking style videos, and just kind of letting you understand as a viewer how passionate I am about music festivals, and just being able to shine a light for others that may not understand, to really kind of allow them to understand and see someone like me who is passionate about it talk about it, to hopefully get others that are kind of skeptical or just don't really know to understand. Exposure and education are like my two big E's on the channel. I like to educate the people and expose the community.
That's sick. That's good. And well, we're coming up on the hour mark, but there's one last thing that I want to talk about before we close this thing out, and that's like just I want to get a bit more exposure to the hard drive failure that I wound up having. Because but like,
Sure. So
because that wound up happening, and you lost a lot of footage, and it's like and this one, you said the other recovery was like what, like $100 or so.
yeah. So like I came back from Massachusetts. I was making the Ganja White Night vlog. I was at Bree's house, who was like the other homie in all my videos. I was sleeping at her crib, and I left the video exporting to the hard drive overnight, and for the next morning, the video was it was like done rendering, and I went to upload to YouTube, and I was just like, yo, my hard drive, like where's all my, like, the hard drive was being recognized, but none of the content on my hard drive was coming up. Like, there was no folders. It was just, they read the hard drive name, and then it was just nothing in the hard drive. So I ejected it, I re-input it, and then it wasn't coming up. Like, it wasn't reading. So I plugged it into a different computer, and yeah, so you probably know, nothing is working. So now I brought it to the hard drive recovery place, which, is going to cost me, getting the actual hard drive recovered. Like, that's someone popping open the plastic. Inside the plastic is an actual, like, mini computer hard drive, and it has all these little discs that spin and moving, not moving parts, but almost like a record player. It has like a spinning disc with like a head, like a reader, and that's what writes and burns the content. So I brought, when he popped open my hard drive, he said, the hard drive that I had is, well, it's kind of confusing. I'll backtrack. So hard drives are made in 5 different countries. This particular hard drive is made in 5 different countries, and so when you get the hard drive, each hard drive could be from a different company. So you could order a hard drive off Amazon. You're not going to know what hard drive you're actually getting until you pop it open and look at the serial number. So any replacement parts for the hard drive that I brought in, because it's a newer model. So he said what he could do in order to fix it is he would have to order X amount of hard drives, and he would just have to keep buying them until he got the right part. He said that could take him days and cost him hundreds of dollars, and he said that would have to cost me hundreds of dollars. He said he recommended going to a bigger data recovery firm and having them do it. He gave me a recommendation. So he took I gave him 2 hard drives. He took the older hard drive, which pretty much probably had a lot of the footage that was lost at Lost Lands. That whole incident, how the backpack got stolen. Those hard drives were just taken from my person, basically, like from my backpack. They took the whole backpack.
I heard about that. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, so I raised a shit ton of money, like, through Finesse Gang, and just had a whole bunch of support. I got a new laptop because I needed the laptop to edit, and store the videos, and the laptop was more important than the camera, because I had the GoPro to still make the videos, and that's what I'm still using. A blue snowball mic and the GoPro is how I make my vlogs.
Damn.
Like, really, anybody could do it. It really comes down to the editing. As where I kind of like enhance everything is, and the color correct, and the intro, the outro, the special effects, the titles, all that extra fancy stuff. I have my Prime hard drive. So like I'll call one hard drive the Prime hard drive, then the Festival Finesser hard drive, which is the one that was just recently broken. I gave the first data recovery guy my Prime hard drive, and he is going to look into that to try to get a directory, and then he could then tell me what files were on that hard drive and if they're worth recovering. So the other hard drive, I have to bring the Festival Finesser drive. I have to bring to a bigger firm, and hopefully they'll have the replacement parts to make the repair. Unfortunately, it's going to cost probably more than that guy was going to. He quoted me about $600 to have that drive fixed, and the reason for that is because, like I said, they get, every hard drive they get is different. So the parts, when they get it in a plastic box. Every box is a different drive on the inside. People do is in the when you buy a hard drive in the box in the plastic casing, it's about $80, let's say. But when you pop open the hard drive and you pop open the box and you have just the hard drive, that hard drive automatically becomes more valuable because someone that's doing data recovery will know exactly what hard drive they have, what year it was made, what factory it was from. So people are now buying 10 hard drives, popping them open, posting them on eBay. Hey, I have serial number XY12347. If you want to buy this and use it as replacement parts, here you go, $150, not $80 that I got it for.
Whoa.
And these hard drive companies they're saving time, exactly what they need right then and there, and they're not going through this gambling guessing game of trying to find the right parts and just cracking open boxes.
Yeah.
So
of course.
that's the problem that I have with the new one, is they don't have those parts to make and I would have to get a brand new drive that's exactly the same, and then they basically break open that new drive and take the parts from that drive, replace them on the drive that is broken. So they have to find what's broken, and then they have to and he said if one part is broken, it could be breaking other parts. So he said it's this whole big process, which is why it costs so much money, because it is a very intensive, tedious process, and it's a lot, dude. It's like just so much. You have to know so much. The things he was telling me in the video, it sounded so foreign. He's like platters and things like that, and heads and disk space, and I'm just like, yo, I'm having trouble following you, but I get it. So I had the time to get that hard drive to another location, but conveniently enough, it's in East Rutherford, which is about 20 minutes from me.
That's not.
I'm gonna drop that hard drive off at my earliest convenience, which will probably be Monday, and then hopefully they can and tell me that they have the parts so they can get into it. I'm gonna order another a replica hard drive, the same exact one I bought, with the hopes that maybe I'll get a replacement, like a hard drive that can replace, that can have replacement parts, and then I can bring those replacement parts back to the original guy who's cheaper, and then be like, hey, I have the matching drive. Let's see what we can do. Still also have to buy another drive to continue to store all my content, because now I have nowhere to put my videos. Anything new I record, like I have all these new videos that I want to do for the off season, just kind of like more festival tips and tricks.
Well,
do more videos like that, but I can't put them anywhere yet. So I gotta get the drive first, and then we'll be able to get the ball rolling for 2019 off season vlogs.
Well, if anyone who's watching doesn't know, there is a GoFundMe for this, because it is crazy expensive. There's going to be a link to that in the description and all that.
There is much appreciation to anyone who donates.
Damn, yeah. Good luck getting all that fixed. Bad luck, Brian.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Strikes again.
Literally bad luck, Brian. But the good news is the content is still coming, and right after the Lost Lands incident, I was very conscientious about not having to happen again, so I did back up some of my footage to a cloud, but it's all kind of like, it's maybe like the first 4 vlogs after Lost Land, so it's nothing, it's not, it's really nothing, but I at least have some footage to fall back on, because I hate posting vlogs with just me talking. I like having like B-roll and supporting footage. So even if it takes me ripping it off YouTube, I'm gonna make sure that my videos don't, that the quality doesn't lack even with the missing hard drives. It's going to make more work for me, but that's my own problem,
That is some damn dedication. Good work, man.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I would love to continue this conversation. Maybe we can do a part 2 at some point, but I do need to be off right about now. So
I feel you, man. Sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up. Everyone who's still watching, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking with you, Brian. It's great to have you on.
Likewise, guys. Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, we only got to talk about one song, which is good actually, because I like when the discussion just carries itself. To be honest, I'm a fan of that.
I apologize. I feel like I talked about myself a little much, but
no, it's fine. That's that's why we have you on, because we were gonna ask you questions anyway. You
definitely. I'm definitely on to talk about music on the next one, but like you guys kind of know, my channel is more about festivals, and I don't really do music reviews. And a lot of the songs you guys sent me, I had not heard before. And obviously I heard the Never Said I Volume 6, but all the singles I had not really heard. But I actually reposted some of them on my SoundCloud. So thank you guys for exposing me to some new tunes.
Yeah, that's what we're all about.
Totally.
No worries, man. Well, once again, thank you so much for watching. all of the Festival Finesser socials, all the YouTube links, they're all going to be right at the top of the description, as well as that GoFundMe, as well as all of our social medias. They'll be there too. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Yeet.